We are all here to share our light and share our gifts. And we're more afraid of our light than we are of our darkness because our light is so powerful. Imagine yourself, every inch, every crevice, every atom, every cell, layered in two-way mirrors. So your light can shine out, but they can't get through. They can't see within, and you don't absorb any of that.
Well, welcome once again to Raising the Consciousness of Humanity. I'm excited. Today I have Noreen Kelly. And let me tell you a little bit about Noreen. She actually has a business called Lifestyle 360. Her website is lifestyle360.co. And she's based out of here in Sarasota. But from what I understand, probably like a lot of us, she does services through Zoom or remotely, but she also does workshops and things here locally. And we'll get more into that. She's a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a Reiki master, an energy guide, a practitioner of probably so many other things, light language, so many other things, and we'll dive deep into that. But Noreen, welcome.
Thank you so much, Ron. It was such a pleasure meeting you a couple of weeks ago at a workshop, and we just really hit it off, and we have a lot of commonality. So I really appreciate this invitation to talk about my passions. So thank you.
Yeah, well, Noreen, I really connect with you too, and that's why I wanted you on this podcast. And I'd love to start. I know a little bit of what you shared with me, but for the audience sake, if you could share a little bit about your story. You know, we all have something that inspires us along our life. And if you could share a little bit about what called you, like what was your life prior to doing what you're doing, and then what kind of called you to do the services that you do.
Yes. There's so much connection through story, and I have many stories, but so I was a network engineer when I was younger. And so I've always been fascinated by systems and technology and connection. So as I went through life, I had a lot of stress and a lot of health issues. So I was looking for relaxation.
Mhm.
So I was signing up and enrolling in different classes. And I took a meditation class looking for some relaxation. And I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. And as a network engineer, I had no idea what that meant.
During
Um,
the class?
during the class, my
Oh, wow.
first class. And other people at the end of the class, we all shared. It felt like I had a handle on my head and I was being churned like butter and I just kept spinning. And I said, well, this is different. And so as we shared afterwards, I shared what mine was, and everybody was like, "Ooh, she has Kundalini, she has Kundalini." And we're originally from New Jersey. And I'm like, "Is that a pasta? Like, what's Kundalini?" No reference of the spiritual world
Yeah.
or clinical world. I was a network engineer. I was in corporate America. That was my first awakening, learning what Kundalini is. It's that energy opening up through the channels, through your chakras and your spine. Um, so that was back in 2008 that happened with me. From there, I've had very heightened meditative experiences. I still didn't accept it because it was still a little bit weird to me. And I look back now, if I listen to me, who I am today, and I say it at milestones throughout my life, like the younger me would be like, what is this chick talking about? Like, what is,
Yeah.
because it's different. But my experience has always been very experiential.
Hmm.
And then I go and try and figure it out. So as I would start, and I created this meditation practice every day, and I had so much bliss. It really helped me. My soul, I look back now, my soul just remembered
Hmm.
the practices with me not knowing. I often joke like it's just kind of my human body is just kind of like do, kind of get dragged along by my soul who remembers.
Sure.
And so I started having really heightened experiences, and I was trying to find a mentor and I couldn't find a mentor. and people were instilled with fear and you shouldn't be trying to do this. And I'm like, I'm not trying to do anything. Like, I close my eyes and things are happening. And it became a little overwhelming.
Mm,
And so, but what would happen is when I would meditate, my hands would vibrate so much. Like, I had all this energy, and everyone said, well, you have too much energy for yourself. You have to send it out.
mm,
And I said, well, how do I do that? I don't know. Nobody was giving me the tools. So, um, I became ill in, I guess like it was my late 20s, early 30s.
mm.
And they diagnosed me with fibromyalgia.
Okay.
So I lost my business. I couldn't work. I was out of work for a couple years. Um, so I practiced this and I found a nutritionist in the city, New York City, because I lived up
Mhm.
there at that time. And I regained my health. So it shifted my career into the wellness industry. Still doing, and this is when I then found my meditation practice. And so I started with, like you said, the list of certifications. So
Sure.
certified nutritional counselor, nutritional microscopy, colon hydrotherapist. And I got into some vibrational medicine and dabbled in traditional Chinese medicine and Taoist practice, it just goes on and on.
Mm,
Um, and I partnered with doctors and I used to teach nutritional education classes. And I discovered that because I love systems. So I was looking at human systems and I always look at bigger patterns.
mm,
And so I started seeing bigger patterns in the clinics that I used to partner with and own and teaching clients and patients that life would happen is what I would call it. We could create all the tools in the toolbox, but life would happen. They'd have an
mm,
event. They'd go to on vacation. They'd go to a party, a wedding, start a new job, whatever it was. And they became powerless over it.
mm,
So I said, there's a belief system or an energy taking over. And so that was my next level of study. So I studied more into the energy. I became a Reiki master and hypnotherapist, going into the clinical so I could work with health issues since I had lifelong health issues from unexpressed and repressed adverse childhood um, experiences. So to get that full body, mind, and spirit connection.
mm,
And so my driving why is it's was to figure out myself. So again, in when I first started meditating, I was doing all these movements naturally.
yeah.
And then in 2015, I took a course by Master Montauk Chia in New York City to find out that the movements I'm doing are Qigong and Tai
Wow.
Chi. And I said, well, this is really cool. you know? Um, so, and I've had several awakenings, and I think everybody does these little
Yeah.
ahas and more spiritual awakenings and continue to um, show up for me. And then every time it's okay, well, what is this? And so it's really about figuring out what was happening to me and who I am
Yeah.
and understanding that trying not to fit in.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to fit in for so long and ignore my natural. So I got all these certifications. I have all this wisdom, but I had all these experiences that I wasn't sharing with anybody because I didn't know how to express it or how to share it.
Well,
And so,
how did you? I mean, I think that's the toughest part. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, like even with family sometimes, right? People around us.
Mhm.
Tell me more about that because I mean, that's to me, that's I think one of the most difficult things when you're awakened and you have these gifts and you know there's this urge within you to serve and to share. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I say to my local tribe, because I built a local tribe unconsciously, I built it. And I'm like, I'm so thankful for you guys because otherwise I'm just this weird person probably talking to herself like, but these are my gifts. And then when I started sharing my gifts with people, they were starting to give this response back to me. I was receiving this positive feedback that, oh, wow, this is really powerful. Or I would sometimes just meet people and they have a spontaneous awakening within
Hmm.
within themselves. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, and it's unconscious because we're all mirrors to each other, right?
Yeah.
So if my field is open and I've done so much work on myself to really bring all my energy back to myself, because instead of trying to fit in and putting all that energy out, because that's how we get accepted, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and I talk a little bit about this in my first book, The Seven Essentials to Health and Happiness. And it's a transformation guide to connect mind, body, spirit to get your human body prepared for higher vibrations. Because I look at everything as a frequency, everything is vibrating at a frequency. And so if we're not feeling good, if we have negative thought patterns, if we can't get out of our own way, if we have unhealthy connections, these are all survival instincts sometimes.
Mhm.
And so if you don't want to delve deep into the mind and the patterns, then you can start with your food. The Buddhist philosophy is start with your food.
Mm.
And if you organize your food and I've had it, I've seen it with clients time and time again, hoarders no longer become hoarders. They can start organizing their lives because it creates order in their life. So it's about a sense of control. And
Mm.
so there's many different ways we can go about it. And everybody's authenticity and remembering who they are is always going to look different. And it does take surrendering and it does take a little bit of courage to show
Yeah.
up ethically. And my biggest thing is connect with like minded people. I always say there's 8 billion people on the planet. So if the people that you're surrounding yourself with aren't understanding you and you're proving yourself and you're not feeling connected, then go find some new people because they're out there for you
Yeah.
and a time for us to shine. And I'm so thankful for my tribe and I'm looking to expand it and connect with more like-minded people because here we are, we're just here to share our light and share our gifts and ignite that light within us. This represents the mind, body, spirit and that and that innate light that's within us. And
Yeah.
the world can dim that light very easily to try and
Absolutely.
fit in. And so
Yeah.
my whole purpose is to here to spark people's light and help them remember who they are,
And
living
you
authentically.
yeah, you do that. I think also what you shared about building the tribe because, uh, maybe it's law of attraction. I guess the more that you probably awaken, the more that you bring people within your orbit, I guess, that are like you or connect, so I sense that shift even in my own life in a way. And I'm sure what you said, yeah, that you have built your tribe. It's
Yeah.
healthy. And like you said, the courage or bravery to speak your truth, that's not normal. It I guess we're shifting all the time planetarily, but I would say, more into the acceptance of the divine feminine, which is more of that allowing and openness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've been really shut down and oppressed in childhood or in relationships and there's safety issues, you just know you're in survival mode and it's
Yeah.
okay. And forgive all of that. Accept it and forgive it. That's another big thing is um and work. So to me, knowledge is power.
Mm,
So for me and understanding we are multidimensional beings. So, yes, I started in the human body and the physical body, but the seventh essential in my book is acceptance and connection.
mm,
Because without it, we are born in to be for survival in tribes in a family unit.
yeah.
And so we will do some wild things to get accepted when we are not feeling accepted. Because the only job of the mind is to keep us alive.
Yeah.
And so it will adapt. And there's only a handful of things of trying to get our needs met, but how that can play out in everybody's life is I call it the wild journey of life because it can
Sure.
play out in so many different scenarios. But so this is why I think it's so important to have forgiveness for
Yeah.
yourself and understanding because there's a lot of people hold a lot of shame and guilt and all those are low vibrations. Those are frequencies of heavy and it leaves you heavy feeling. So once you delve into that and whatever pace or modality that is comfortable for you,
Yeah.
just shedding those layers and become lighter to increase your frequency and raise your consciousness and raising your vibration. So, and yeah, and I didn't consciously go out and build a tribe. It just happened because when I experienced hard times in my life, I didn't have a tribe.
Okay.
And so unconsciously, when I moved to Florida and started my business here, it just kind of happened. And that's the divine femininity of just allowing the flow of that life and surrendering to it and having that faith and trust. So
Right.
I make it sound easy. I'm talking like very like, oh, you just do this. But there's a practice. And this is why I teach functional metaphysics. I teach the practices of how can we do this? Because now it's the human system of what can you do in a daily practice and how can you start changing your life to do life better every
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I just ordered your book,
Oh, thank you.
The Seven Essentials to Health and Happiness. So I wish yeah, it's coming tomorrow. So I wish it was.
Okay. I wish I'd known. I would have given you a copy.
No,
Because-
that's okay.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
honestly, every author deserves the another somebody purchasing their book. But I'll
Yes.
bring it with me next time so you can sign it. So
Oh, wonderful. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. And I want to get your book too. I love the butterflying, the getting unstuck. And I was like, wow, I really just love,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah, yeah. It's very aligned. It's very aligned. And I'm actually working on my next book, Unlocking Your Inner Guru, which I was hoping to come out this year, but I lost my mom earlier in the year and it was kind of a very tragic, hard ending. So it
Yeah.
kind of sort of delayed me. Um, but it's all part of the divine plan. I'm just perfectly on time and divine timing. And so my seven essentials work was the work that I was founded me
Yeah.
and all through 60 back in 2008. And it's just kind of evolved into more of the mind, the consciousness, and with energy work now. So that's the unlocking your inner guru
Yeah.
is the current work that I do, and releasing, you know, dysfunctional metaphysics work that
Yeah.
I do to help people with in more in an advanced when they're ready to take that next step.
Nice. Nice.
Which
Well, that title, Unlocking Your Inner Guru, I love that.
thank you. Because we hold the keys. We
Yes.
hold the keys. So, and this is, I have in my spiritual days and times, I have come across many, um, I use the word healers in quotes because, we don't heal anybody. Everybody heals themselves and we just help
Mhm.
remember who they are. But if there is somebody who is, you know, guiding you, but, you know, and they're not. So I'm about empowerment. I want to
Yeah.
teach you the gifts. I want to, I'm not doing anything special that you yourself cannot do.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that we don't need people. I still need to go to other facilitators, other guides, other people to help me through my journey of life. But we're all here to help each other and empower each other. Because
Yeah.
if you're going to somebody who's doing it for you, that's and to me, that's the old paradigm. It's the old way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Seeking the savior outside of you. Yeah.
exactly, and nothing is outside of us. Exactly, it's
Yeah.
all within us, and it's just unlocking that and understanding. And so that's why we are each our own guru. We hold the keys, and it's just we sometimes have a lot of stuff that we got to get cleared, so that way we can live in that easier.
So would you say that people that do come to you, maybe they're seeking some sort of clarity or healing, or they're stuck somewhere, would you say that maybe like 90% of them are probably wanting to awaken their healing capability too? Maybe that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they're called, I
Well,
guess.
I think so. I think so because sometimes I have people that follow and they're like, I don't know. I'm just
Mm.
here. Like, I don't know why I've been called. You're having this event, you're having this workshop, you're offering
Yeah.
this circle, and I just felt drawn to it. And I said, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Because
you
you're,
had three of us from the Center for Spiritual Living show up for your
yeah,
Reiki 1 class. So yeah,
yeah. And there
Because
was in that classroom, there were only 3 people that I knew. Everybody else was new friends.
wow.
So, yeah, and it's really just and so when I do an event, what I always say is whoever is meant to be there will be there.
Yep.
And so how you guys all found me and how we found each other, and so I call it as a divine remembrance, because that's really what we're doing when we
Yes.
expand the circle. We're remembering who each other are. And I say to a lot of my clients that want to manifest things and get new relationships, I said, well, then we have to kind of let go. We have to make room in our lives
Hmm.
because there's no room. And if you're continuing to put up with something that is a lower vibration, if you're accepting that, this thing over here isn't going to find you because it's waiting for you to stand in your power,
Yeah.
stand in your sovereignty, stand in your light and say, no, I'm not accepting that anymore. This is what I want,
Mm.
and then I have some clients who, um, through workshops, through series, through one-on-ones, it, they just get a lot more than what they came for. And I said, but it's okay because this is what your soul is guiding you to do.
Mm.
So it's, so they might come for, you know, um, anxiety or stop smoking or,
Yeah.
relationship. And the session or the work with them can take them down a whole nother path and it opens something up. And I said, because it's not it's a bigger purpose of why you're here and why you've incarnated.
The initial thing was just the invitation
Yes, yes,
to connect with you and to open up more that's relative to their life path. That's beautiful.
yes, and I always say once somebody has accepted the invitation, once they have made up in their mind, the energetic field is already beginning to co-create with you. So it's
Yeah.
already opening and working in your favor. And so it can be perplexing. I mean, awakenings, you have had spiritual awakenings. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's not, it's
And it's not
but
that you can't always run out and tell everybody about it either.
no. And that is why again, I am so thankful for the tribe
Yeah.
because it's a place where we can honestly share in a sacred circle of entrusted people, heart to heart, where we can really be vulnerable and
Nice.
share our experiences and root each other on and support each other in times of need and celebrate them at their victories. And so it's so sacred. It
Yeah.
really is just such a beautiful gift as the outcome of my passion and my work of what I've been doing. So
Nice.
it's what I was like I shared, it was what I was missing. And because when you go through this awakening, I knew because when I went through my awakening, this is why I delayed because I couldn't find people who would be supportive that and encouraging and in a safe space. So I
Yeah.
think it's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any personal growth is very important to have that safe space. Else you'll just shut down again and
Yeah.
try to fit in with the world, comply, be
Yeah.
small
Hmm.
until life pushes you to become big again. But you're
And
right.
then, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but you're right. The having the tribe is so important.
And then you can kind of learn discernment of, I know through some of my awakenings, I shared some things with people and I was like, and as I'm coming out of my mouth and I'm like, oh, Noreen, you need to reel this back. Like they look horrified. they're not
Yeah.
understanding anything that you're sharing. Um, and so you just kind of use that discernment of when you're going to different events and different, maybe family structures or work structures or whoever it is that might not be your ideal tribe.
Yep.
But as long as you have that connection within your life, I think it's very important. And then, and the thing is too, if you are in that environment and you're feeling the light and you're surrounded by um, I don't want to say darkness, but lower vibrations, then, you know, you are the light.
Yeah.
That's maybe you are the one that's here to explore that because we are all here to share our light and share our gifts. And we're more afraid of our light than we are of our darkness because our light is so powerful.
It's powerful.
It's so
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, and just on that note, reading, I think it was one of Dolores Cannon's books, where she said that there are beings that have developed such a high state of consciousness
Mhm.
that their whole purpose is they can walk into a room of people
Mhm.
and spontaneously heal the room. So
Yes.
it's
So,
like,
yeah, you shift the energy. You shift the
yeah,
energy of that room. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. And how I run my energy. My girlfriend actually channeled this for me back in 2019 through Archangel Metatron. Which again, I was like, I don't know who Metatron is. People that in the spiritual world, they're like, who's
yeah,
Metatron? Oh my God, you talked to Metatron? And I'm like, I don't even know who it is.
yeah.
Now I understand it's the hierarchical angel of in the Christian religion.
Yep.
So but how I run my energy is I'm open on all, so I hear it, I see it, I taste it, I feel it. I pick up distortions in the field. It's
Wow.
how and so it can be quite tiring if you don't understand it and you're not, you know, attuned to it. It can be quite exhausting, which is why I had lifelong health issues because
Okay.
I'm absorbing everybody else's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to really decipher what was mine, what was theirs, and break it down. And so through the work I do now, I've created different programs and workshops for the things that I had challenges with through my
Okay, because that was my next question. Because anybody else out there that's listening to this, well, I'd say reach out to you, find your website. And we'll share that on a screen at the end too.
Mhm.
But yeah, because that's one of the biggest things I find with I don't know what the clairsentient or empaths or whatever, that people that do feel they take on other people's energy. And so, do you have any quick tips for anybody or
The quickest tip that I could say is imagine your before you very first thing. So if it's within your own home, before you even get out of bed, like as soon as you wake up, if it's when you get outside of the world, then do it before you leave the house. Or if you're going to go into a meeting. I think imagine yourself every inch, every crevice, every atom, every cell
yeah,
layered in two-way mirrors. So your light can shine out, but they can't get through. They can't see within, and you don't absorb any of that. And then you can put yourself inside of a bubble, any color you
a bubble.
choose, a
Yeah.
white, purple, blue, pink, whatever color is, and just see yourself in this bubble with two-way mirrors. So that way, especially if you have some hypervigilance and
Mhm.
some, past things with trauma, we do things to get connections and can create codependent relationships. And I've been
Yeah.
guilty of it too. And I remember when I learned about it, I was like, I'm not codependent. That's control. What? No way. And then I started looking at it, I was like, okay. It's just a
Yeah.
way to get our needs met. But so when you start to detach that, you can start to feel how that works and how you can keep your energy, your own energy. And, you know, and if you want to call in whoever it is that you know, to me, it's all one universal, whether
Yeah.
you want to call it God, Buddha, um, what Taoism, Mother Earth, nature, the cosmos, whatever it
Yeah.
is. So call in your divine protection because everybody has spirit guides. Everybody has somebody looking out for them and a team. And so you're not ever alone. And if you ever feel alone, get into nature. Nature is the
Mhm.
best way to reset and reground your nervous system and to stabilize. And breath work. Breath work is the quickest way to connect us back to our spirit and our body to connect
Nice.
and in the earth. So yeah, those would be my few quick tips on how to rebalance your nervous system, protect your energy body a little bit. If you think about it, people clean their houses, they clean their cars, but do we ever clean our energy? Do we ever
Yeah.
clean our
Yeah.
energy? We have alarms, we have keys, we have door. Yeah, but nobody, we're out there sharing our hearts, sharing our energy. And so we just gotta, it's, some energetic hygiene to
Nice.
help keep us grounded and balanced and
Nice.
equalized to maintain our vibration.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Noreen, those are all good tips. Those are
Oh,
great. Yeah.
thank you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing. I'm learning something too, so I'm sure our audience is. And
Well,
of
that's what
course,
we're all here for, right?
yeah, and we want them to reach out to you too. So, but yeah, and I think the one thing you hit on there too, I would, I resonate with, because I was never brought up in the way I was brought up was we didn't talk about our invisible team, our guides. And yet I've been realizing we, like you just shared, we all have this invisible team.
Mhm, mhm. Yes.
We just don't think that way because we live within a body. We don't, it doesn't come up in our spectrum of understanding. We're not taught that. So yeah,
No. And and again, it's through my experiences, because where did these awakenings happening?
yeah.
How do I know things? Where am I getting it from? And this has been since a little kid that I would hear things in different vibrations.
Mm,
In kind of a movie where it's a scene and things kind of like slow down in slow motion. And
yeah.
I remember as a little kid, the first time it happened. And we were playing cards at the kitchen table with my family. And I was winning. I'm the youngest of four, winning, 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 winning. I was on a couldn't lose. I was winning streak. And my eldest brother said, "She's on a mission from God." And it
Yeah.
was first time that the whole and I heard it at a different vibration. And um, so part of it is I think it's my survival.
Yeah.
And because we become our nervous system. I see everybody as a nervous system walking around because the mind's working to keep us alive. And so we need that connection.
Yeah.
And how we can lose our identity to morph into what people need around us, because
Mm,
we are not accepted for who we are.
yeah.
And so we lose who we are. And then as a survival, we become hypersensitive. This is how I believe empaths are born,
Yeah.
because if I can know how you're feeling, I know how to act and I know how to help you. So that way you accept me.
Nice.
And so then we start absorbing all their stuff and we start losing ourselves and we start giving away our energy over.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is
Understood.
how cycles, yeah. And I mean, it's just survival. It's complex, but really at the root of it is survival. And so,
Yeah. So I guess that would be similar to codependency relationships, right?
yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, what you hit on there, I can see that we all, if we think about it, we all have probably these patterns. We just maybe we're not as conscious of them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. So we're living in this world of this very material body
Yeah.
world, physical world, that which is it now that I understand energy, because energy can never be destroyed, right?
Yeah.
But so much we put so much weight into our material world, which can all be destroyed.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but frequency and vibrations, they cannot be destroyed. Our essence
We can't.
cannot be destroyed. And so when you start to awaken, I want to talk a little bit about that. So when you start to awaken a little bit, right? And you start releasing these lower vibrations of these heavier emotions because they're very dense, you're starting to remember who you are and what you came here for. So it's a soul remembrance.
Hmm.
So that's where the shift work happens. And again, it's about forgiveness. It's about finding gratitude and acceptance for everything that happens in our lives, because we're here to experience it all.
Yeah.
Being human is the most wild journey, and we're here to experience. Now, let me tell you, my spirit guide team, I have them working for me to get me out. They
Sure.
have work to get me out of some situations, but I've experienced so much in my life, and and I'm grateful and thankful for it all. But again, knowledge and understanding how the mind, body, and the nervous system works. So like I said, I see everybody as a nervous system. How are you fitting in to your surroundings?
Yeah.
And so if we can just repattern and reclaim, and go back to that original blueprint coding that we
Yeah.
were born with, because that's the work that I do, and helping people just remember who they are.
It's like self-empowerment. Yeah.
It is self-empowerment. And that's why, so for the first few years that I was in business, I was doing it, through hypnotherapy and energy work. And then I started to say, why don't I teach you? Why
Yeah.
don't I show you what I'm doing? Because I'm not doing anything, I just have some other knowledge because I studied it. But let's teach you some tools and skill sets, and how you can empower yourself, and create a toolkit of how to regulate your nervous system,
Mm.
how to connect to your own self, how to that energetic hygiene, things like that. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I I have another question, a little bit of a segue.
Yep.
We spoke, I think, earlier when I was introducing you about light language, and many of our audience may or may not have heard or understand what light language is.
Mhm.
And just as a side note, yesterday I found one of your light language videos on YouTube,
Mhm.
put in the earphones, listened to it, and I get a vibration around my third eye. I actually feel sometimes sensations even like in different parts of my body, but I I I love light. I've actually followed some other people that were doing that and actually found some actually what I would say healing of some deep issues that I was carrying. So I would love to hear from you a little bit about, so the audience knows, like,
Mm.
from your understanding, what is light language? And then when did it come in? Did it come in around your Kundalini awakening also, or it was
No, no.
later? Okay. So
Yeah.
share with us
Yeah.
about light language.
Yes. So light language, I experienced some adult trauma
Okay.
post-divorce, and um, around 2019, I freed myself from that and started to rebuild. And so it's been about 2.5 years that I had my light languaging awakening. So I was studying Reiki, and I became a Reiki master, which just opened up my channels and my intuition even more, understanding the mind with hypnotherapy. And I've had some pretty extreme experiences in my life. And I'm thankful to be alive from it
Mm,
and survive it. And so in my meditation, I said, you guys have kept me alive through all of this, and I probably shouldn't be here. So let me fulfill my divine life purpose and use me as a guide.
mm,
So it was a surrender.
mm.
Same thing that I did. And every awakening, it was a surrender. Like I was just stress release, like surrender. Um, for the Kundalini awakening, and then now this one with the light language. And when it started, so light language, and I didn't know it at the time. Again, I didn't know. I was moving my body, and it was so different than how I used to move it with Qigong. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. Um, and then one day I just started speaking, and I called it gobbledygook,
Yeah.
because I was like, what is this? I have no idea. I actually said, what kind of fresh hell is this? Now what are we doing? Um, and I actually had a session with another person, who somebody gifted me a session with this healer, and I was hesitant to do it, just through experiences that I've had with people and their spirituality. And they were speaking light language.
Wow.
In the session, I said, "You're speaking gobbledygook." And they're like, "Well, it's light language, to do all this." So I said, "Okay." Um, so with me picking up distortions in the field, what had happened was I got an energy hit that they were um, draining my light. They were taking my light.
Okay.
And so I undid that healing that they
Yeah.
did. And so then I said, well, how did I undo a healing? Like, if it's pure light, like, you can't undo it. How did I undo this? So this whole experience, what it taught me was, it helped me stand in my power.
Yep.
It improved my skills. And so what I said was, I said, okay, So because you can't consciously understand what light language is, I said, and a lot of people are using it, but people aren't knowing what's being said or what the work is and the intention behind it. I said, before I introduce this, I said, if this is what I'm supposed to do and help people with, then I need to understand it. I need to be able to translate it.
Yeah.
I need to have some sort of control over it because otherwise I think it's irresponsible.
Sure.
So for months and months, I started practicing it on myself and every day. And I had some beautiful healings, amazing healings.
Hmm.
Um, and so then I started working with it, introducing it to my tribe, and
Yep.
they had amazing responses and healings from it. And so what light language is speaking to the light body, your soul. So you have your soul, which communicates to your spirit, the higher essence.
Yeah.
So when you hear light language, it's speaking to your soul body, your light body, of what it needs to hear to help give you that oomph. So I always say intuition is your soul nudging you.
Yeah.
It's your soul trying to get you to do things. And so when we have energetic distortions or attachments or low vibrations within our field, the light language will go in there and help clear that out and help the soul body to create that healing, that self healing for somebody to.
Nice.
And it's different for everybody. And then when I channel for, and it's a form of channeling.
Yeah.
Uh, and in the Catholic religion, it's known as speaking as tongues. So it's not anything that
Okay.
is new. It's,
Yeah.
it's just part of this awakening and um, igniting people's light body because we need to remember our light right now.
I think what you said is perfect. It bypasses the logical thinking mind of what normal language, we're always judging words, right? But
Yes.
this is not words, it's energy.
Mhm.
And so that makes sense because that's why when I listened to yours, I could feel energy in my body move around.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and I don't know if I was always able to, be that sensitive, but at least I know like when I'm aware of like when I did it with yours and that's in other light languages, I I feel something that's
Mhm.
happening.
Mm. Yeah.
That's
Yes. And so I've been around other people that are, and I can pick up what they're saying. I can pick up the intention. So this is that I pick up distortions in the field.
yeah.
So if somebody has an intention of where it's malicious or, anything like that, I will then I pick it up. And if it's
Okay.
very heart centered and loving, I pick that up. And
So
so
that's what you mean by distortions in the field.
yes.
They're
So
saying one thing, but something else is
yes.
there's something else. Nice. Okay.
So and that's what I say. People lie all the time, but
Yeah.
energy does not lie. Energy does not lie. And so if I pick up and I am honest with everybody that I collaborate with or in my tribe or anything, that if I pick up a distortion in the field because of everything that I've been through in my life to get me to this point, I said there is no I think it's our responsibility
Hmm.
to, as especially if we are a light worker, to
Yeah.
go through and do that and create a spiritual practice and really only work with the light
Yeah.
and only do it for the highest and best and good for all parties involved. Because otherwise you're purporting an old paradigm again. And it's one
Yeah.
of manipulation and power, and that's not what I'm about. And so I will see it, I will feel it, I will know it, and I just cut him like, thank you, have a good day. We're done.
So Noreen, I used to use this phrase. So you know the phrase, what is it? Your actions speak louder than your words.
100%.
I was using a phrase, your vibration speaks louder than your
I
words.
love that. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't lie and your
Yeah.
vibration does. Exactly. Exactly. So it's and this is why I put a course together um to help get people in tune to feeling the vibration, practicing vibration so that way they can start. So you're not just looking at that physical body in front of you, you're feeling that energy exchange.
Oh, nice.
So that way you can start to tune in and you can use your own discernment.
Is that course available on your website? Or
Yes, it's part of my next year, it's part of a workshop series, and I'm formulating it into I'm starting a quantum alignment academy next year. It will launch
nice.
next summer, and it's part of the functional metaphysics physical practitioner teaching that I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the frequency architect method, because this is what I do. I take systems and then I build and I design. And it's all about how to raise your vibration and your frequency and use that discernment. Because I think as we move and shift into these, everybody, you hear about the 5D,
Hmm.
you know, and there's going to be people. I mean, people are stuck in survival. And it's not that, I mean, some people are nefarious with it, and other people are just still stuck in their own ways and they just want to
Hmm.
cash in on it. And, so this is why I feel it's, and actually, I'll share with you that when this happened, when I had my light language awakening, and I had a really deep sense of coming home, and I still can't really explain that, um, and so I hear things too, right? So they talk to me, the guides,
Hmm.
and the voice in my head, what they kept saying was, "You are their leader. You are their leader." And I'm
Hmm.
like, "I'm whose leader? Whose leader am I?" And so as this has evolved, and I think part of it, is that so I can, because I took the time to use the discernment and to help people, because I'm all about empowerment
Yeah.
and to help people understand it and to
Yeah.
teach them. So I think that's part of it. And I still don't know. I mean, I'm going through this experience myself. So, but
Sure.
yeah, and I share it with and being very humble, because it can sound very, I don't want to sound arrogant or anything like that, but I'm just trying to understand my path. And so this is, again, showing up authentically and
Exactly.
how things unfold and just kind of going through. And yeah.
People want the humble, authentic leader teacher because we're all growing and our growth is
Mhm.
interconnected. So obviously, I think if we were done and we were have no more experiences, we probably wouldn't even be here anymore. But the fact that
Yeah.
we are called, to serve,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. And that's it. And we are here to serve. And so, and how do we serve and how do we do it? And so, by me having this light language and the fact that I had this awakening right after I said that,
hmm,
it just, so I'm going through and figuring it out and creating, creating courses and workshops and how to help people understand, because and this is physics. I mean,
yeah,
and the more that science, this is why I love science, because science is proving spirituality. Science, I mean, if you look at Joe Dispenza's meditations and he explains, because in my meditations, my head goes back. Didn't know why, but
yeah.
that's because my pineal gland is connecting down to my spinal column, that light channel.
Oh, okay,
And I was like, well, this is fascinating. He's explaining
yeah,
what's happening with me that's automatically happening intuitively. And so a lot of people will search for it, like I started to for relaxation, or they're
yeah,
feeling some draw. I'm the opposite. I experience it and I'm like, oh, well, this is different. And, so when I first started meditating, I was saying to my friends, we went to a Buddhist temple for a retreat weekend. And I said, just to let you know, when I meditate, I'm not still. So I might get a little bit. And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
yeah,
Because people think when you meditate, you just have to stay very still. And I'm like, no, it's energy moving through your body. So allow
yeah,
it to flow. And that's your authentic blueprint.
yeah,
We're all and we are just this cosmic being, and if we can expand it and connect and stay connected and share, that's how we grow, like you were saying. That's what we're here for,
yeah.
to grow and expand. And we're here to experience it all
We are, yeah,
and to bring it down into this earthly plane to, you know, there's a lot of suffering being a human being. There's a lot of pain.
yeah,
And I don't want to like, oh, it's just so easy, but it's what we're here for. This is the
yeah.
truth. work of what we're here for, to feel, because our true purpose of life is to feel joy. You look at an infant,
Yeah.
brand new, a newborn, they are expecting love. They are expecting abundance. They are expecting to be cared for. Like, and it's all these distortions and systems that we go through that
Yes.
teach us a whole different lesson. And so it's trying to get back to that pure joy within us. And um, a healer, a homeopathic healer, once shared with me years ago, one of the hardest things that we'll ever do in our life's journey is to keep our heart open. And it's
Mm,
so true. And so what I've realized going through life and how can we keep our heart open is by showing up for ourselves,
nice.
saying no when we want to say no,
Yeah.
uh, making sure that we have that divine sovereignty to take care of ourselves and know that we can take care of ourselves.
Mm,
Because the more we can trust ourselves, the more we can trust the world and the more we can shine that light, because then we're not vulnerable. It's only when we keep giving away our power
mm.
that we continue to weaken ourselves.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. We could go on forever.
I know we could.
Oh, yeah. This is just such a beautiful conversation. I want to leave our audience with a few things. Number one, um, how can people find you if they want to reach out to you? Like, what's the best way to reach out to you and connect? And is there any like other thing that you want to share as far as a class that's coming up? I know that's probably all on your website, but yeah, how do people find
And actually, right now, I'm redoing my website because of all these, because I'm having new programs and
you?
expansion
Sure.
as we're supposed to grow. And that's what it's all part of. We're part of the universe. So keep expanding. Yeah. So next year, I'm launching my academy. I'm doing retreats, one in Sedona in the spring, and
Love
looking at,
Sedona. I love
yeah,
Sedona.
looking at the fall, maybe
Yeah.
doing several different retreats next year. My website is lifestyle360.co, as in company.
Yep.
Uh, my email is Noreen at lifestyle360.co. And my phone number is on there as well. And you can text me, you can email me, you can sign up for the newsletter, you can be part of, I do, you know, I have my YouTube channel where I'm giving meditations and guidance and breath work, and I'm starting up a once a month meditation series where so people can kind of get a sense of what it is and how I work, and get a feel for that. So yeah.
Super. Well, I'm super glad that you came on the show today. Is there any final last maybe tip or words you want to share with the audience before we sign off?
Keep shining your light.
Hmm.
And if what I'm saying doesn't resonate with, I tell this to all my clients. If you come to me and I don't resonate with you or you're not finding the answer, don't stop. I'm one spark of light within the whole divine cosmic
Hmm.
blueprint. Keep searching, because your tribe is out there. You're never alone. We're
Hmm.
all connected. Um, and just keep showing up for yourself. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that would be mine.
Well, thank you so much, Noreen Kelly. This has been absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to be posting this soon. And I really appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you so much, Ron. I loved having this conversation, and I hope we have more because we can really talk for hours.
We
Yeah.
definitely will.
Yes. So thank you so much, and deep gratitude for having this conversation, having me on. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Noreen.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.